This will be for the con assignment, equations with variables on both sides. Alright, now there's basically two steps to solving these types of problems. Alright, the first step is to combine like terms. Okay, so before you add or subtract anything to each side of the equation, you want to combine like terms on each side of the equation. Alright, so here on the left hand side we have a 17 and a positive 2. Okay, so 17 plus 2 is going to be 19. Alright, and we still have the 4h. We don't have any other h's on this side, so we're just going to rewrite the 4h and write the equal sign. And on the right hand side, 1 minus 5h, there's nothing we can combine. So that's just going to be 1 minus 5h. Okay, so we combine like terms. The second step is to get letters on one side and also to get numbers on the other side. Okay, we accomplish that by adding or subtracting the same thing from both sides of the equal sign. Alright, so we would prefer to have a positive number with the variable. Alright, now you don't have to do it that way, but it's usually a little easier. So since I have a negative 5h here and a positive 4h, I am going to add 5h to both sides. Okay, since the opposite of negative 5h is positive 5h. Alright, so you want to do the same thing on both sides. So I'll bring down the 19. 4h plus 5h is 9h. Bring down the equal sign. Bring down the 1. Negative 5h plus 5h is just 0. It cancels out. Alright. And we want letters on one side and numbers on the other. So we have our 9h here. We want to get rid of this 19. I am going to do a minus 19 on both sides. Alright, and it cancels right here. 19 minus 19 is just 0. You bring down the 9h. You bring down the equal sign. And 1 minus 19 is negative 18. Okay, use your calculator if you can't do it in your head. And then solving for h, this is the same as 9 times h, or h times 9. Okay, the opposite of times 9 is dividing by 9. So on the left hand side, 9 over 9 cancels. And negative 18 over 9 is just negative 2. So h equals negative 2. Okay, and you just enter that number in the box. Negative 2. Alright, so I'm going to leave the two steps up for now. Okay, step 1, combine like terms. So we can't do that here. We can't combine 2d plus 4. We can't combine 10 plus 5d. So there's nothing to combine. Alright, I'm just going to rewrite it so there's more room. 2d plus 4 equals 10 plus 5d. Okay, so we can't do step 1. Step 2 is to get letters on one side and numbers on the other side. Alright, so I am going to subtract 2d. I have a positive 2d. Opposite of positive 2d is negative 2d. Alright, you do it to both sides. of the equal sign. All right, basically you can imagine that there's a line right here, okay, and you want to do the same thing on both sides. 2d minus 2d cancels. Bring down the 4. Bring down your equal sign. Bring down the 10. 5d minus 2d is positive 3d. Okay. Again, we want letters on one side and numbers on the other side. So here I have positive 10. I'm going to do a negative 10 on both sides. 4 minus 10 is negative 6. Okay, if you can't do it in your head, use your calculator. Bring down your equal sign. 10 minus 10 cancels. And bring down your 3d. Alright, and dividing both sides by 3. Because it's 3 times d, or d times 3. The opposite of times 3 is divided by 3. Cancels right here. Negative 6 over 3 is negative 2. And you just enter that number in the box. Alright, one more. Here we're solving for r. Okay, the first step is to combine like terms. We cannot combine 16 minus 2r. However, on the right, we have a negative 3r and a positive 6r. So I'm going to rewrite this equation. On the left, 16 minus 2r equals negative 3r plus 6r. Okay? Negative 3 plus 6 is positive 3. And we still have the r. Alright? And we also have a positive 1. The reason we can combine this is because they both have an r. Negative 3 plus 6. That's a positive 3r. Alright, so we did our first step, and the second step is to get letters on one side and numbers on the other. Because I have a negative 2r, the opposite of negative 2r is positive 2r. Okay, you bring down your 16. Negative 2, positive 2, that cancels. Bring down the equal sign. 3r plus 2r is 5r. And bring down your positive 1. Alright? And again, we want letters on one side and numbers on the other. Because I have a positive 1 here, I'm going to do a negative 1 right here. 16 minus 1 is 15. Bring down your equal sign. Bring down your 5r. Positive 1 and negative 1 cancel. Okay, so this is r times 5. The opposite of times 5 is divided by 5. 15 divided by 5 is 3. The 5's cancel. And r is just 3. It goes right in the box.